Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betcraft. All right, today is a beautiful Sunday morning. Okay, and as usual, so many games going on across the globe, and we've come once again with our selected few that we looked into. Before bringing it forward for you, and you know, uh, today is our Sunday Millionaires game, a day that we actually try out. A very long ticket. And actually see how it goes. You never know, you could be winning a million playing games with that bet crap. All right. In a short while, we'll be looking at this matches one after the other, and we'll be looking at how they fared in recent games, as well as the performances from home and away perspective, and also the recent games. That's what we'll look into in order to make our verdict for each of these very games. All right. And I want to ask those of us who are coming across of video for the first time, you're coming across this a post for the first time, kindly take our time to hit the subscription button down there so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right. Without further ado, let's head to the business of today, and we'll be starting with the very first match. It is an Italian Serie C, where we'll have Benevento who will be up against Latina. All right, looking at recent games for Benevento, the home side, they've actually won, 4 games in the last 6 matches, but they've had one loss as well as one draw. And we look at the away side, Latina, they've had one win, 2 draws, as well as 3 losses in the last 6 recent encounters for their away side. Okay, when you look at how these two teams have performed from home and away perspective, you can see that for Benevento, the home side, they've actually been able to manage to achieve 8 victories in the last 10 home matches. 80% of the home matches have actually resulted to a win for Benevento. That says a lot about this very home side. They do very well when playing from home. All right, they also had one draw as well as a single loss in the last 10 home games that they had so far. But when you look at the away side, they've won 3 games from away, but they've also had 2 draws and they've lost 5 matches in the last 10 away games that they've played out so far. All right, and when you look at how these two teams perform when they met each other in the head-to-head position, you could see that Benevento the last was actually quite dominant against Latina the last time they met. We saw them beating Latina by 4 goals to 0. That was in April of this year. All right, that tells you a lot about this very side, and in this very game we expect nothing short other than a win for the home side, Benevento. It is a home win outrightly. That's our body for that very encounter, and that takes us to the next for today. It is in Danish second division, where we have Nykøbing who will be up against Aarhus Fremad. All right, when you look at Nykøbing's the home side, they've actually had one draw in the last 6 games, but they've lost 5 out of those 6 games that they had so far. And the away side, on the other hand, Fremad have managed to achieve 4 victories in the last 6, and they've also had 2 losses as well. When you look at the performances from home and away perspective, Nykøbing's the home side have been able to achieve 3 victories in the last 10 home matches. They've also had one draw, but they've lost 6 games in the last 10 home matches that they had so far. And the last home game they had, which was in September 20th, we saw them losing out to Ashog by 4 goals to 1 on that occasion from home. That tells you that this is a very poor side, especially even when they're playing from home. And when you look at the away side, on the other hand, Fremad have actually won 3 games from away. In the last 10 away games that they have so far, and they've had one draw, but have lost 6 games as well in the last 10 away games. And the last away game they played, I saw them losing out to Fremad Amaga, by 1 goal to 0. But when you look at the home records, they've done so well. They've been able to win 6 matches playing from home. This very away side. All right, and last time they met with Nykøbing, which is actually the head-to-head performances. That was in May this year. We saw them from away defeating Nykøbing by 4 goals to 1. From away, and in April when they played from home, we saw Fremad also beating this very side by 5 goals to 0. 2 times in April, beating them 5 goals to 0 on 2 occasions in April. And also winning them again in September last year by 1 goal to 0 from away. So it has always been, Aarhus Fremad who has quite dominated these very meetings in the last 4 head-to-head meetings for both sides. So it is in this very encounter, we'll put all of this data that we have together. We know that the home side is actually expected the away side is actually expected to rise to the occasion and win this very match outrightly, and it is actually an away win That's our value for that very encounter. And that takes us to the next. It is in Nigeria Premier League, where we have Niger Tornadoes who will be up against Lobi Stars. And we look at Niger Tornadoes in the last 6, they've actually won 3 out of those, having 2 draws as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games that they had. And which side at Lobi Stars have actually managed 1 win, 1 draw, but have lost 4 games in the last 6 matches that they had so far. Looking at performances from home and away perspective, you could see that playing from home, Niger Tornadoes have actually been able to manage to achieve 6 victories in the last 10 home matches. So they've had 3 draws and they've lost 1 game in the last 10 home matches that they had so far. And the last 2 home matches that they had saw them playing out a draw, against Bendel Insurance and also Nasarawa United. Okay, but looking at Lobi Stars, their away side, and you could see that playing from away, Lobi Stars have managed to achieve 2 draws in the last 10 away games that they had, but they've lost 8 games out of those. The last time they met, the last away match they played out was against Katsina United, and we saw them losing out that match by 3-0 against Katsina United on that occasion. That tells you a lot that these teams are, when playing from away, they don't do very well at all when playing from away. Okay, and looking at the head-to-head performance for both sides, you could see that the last time they met was in June. Earlier June this year, we saw Niger Tornadoes who played from home on that occasion between this very side by 3-2. Lobi Stars lost on that occasion. And it has always been okay. Prior to that, we also saw Lobi Stars playing from home, defeating Niger Tornadoes 1-0, and also in April last year, the Lobi Stars also won, but they played from home. So it is likely a home affair in this very meeting, and we do expect the home side, Niger Tornadoes, to achieve a result against these very Lobi Stars playing from away. So it is a home win or draw, and under 3.5, that's our value for this very encounter. Home win or draw, and we will see not more than 3 goals in this very one. So home win or draw and under 3.5, that's our value for that very encounter. And that takes us to the next step. It is also in the Nigeria Premier League, where we have a Katsina United who will be up against Rivers Utd. Right, looking at Katsina United, the home side, who has won 2 games in the last 6 matches that they had so far. They've also had 1 draw, but have lost 3 games out of the past 6% encounters. And when you look at Rivers United, the away side, they've actually won 4 games from the last 6 matches. They're having 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the last 6% encounters. And when you look at how these 2 teams are fared from home and away perspective, you can see that playing from home, Katsina United have actually won 8 games in the last 10 home matches. They had 2 draws as well, and have not lost a single match in the past 10 home matches that they had so far. That's quite a very good record. 80% of the home matches have resulted to win for the home side. And the away side, on the other hand, Rivers United in the past 10 away games have actually won just a single match in the last 10 away games, having 2 draws as well as 7 losses in the last 10 away matches that they had so far. The last away match that they had was against Lobi Stars. We saw Rivers United, achieving a result against Lobi Stars, winning on that occasion by 1-0. That's the only win that they had in the last 10 away games that they had so far. That's not the very best of records, playing from away. For Rivers United. And the last time they met, it was Rivers United who played from home, and we saw Rivers United winning that very match. And also, what I've mentioned the fact that for Rivers United, when they're playing from home, they've actually doing so well. They've actually won the entire matches that they play from home. Actually, they're doing very well from home. That's what it entails. But in this very situation, it is Katsina United who's actually playing from home in this one, and they too does very well from home. And in this very encounter, we expect to see the home side, Katsina United, winning or drawing, and under 4.5. That's our value for that very game. All right, that takes us to the next, which happen to be the last for the day. It is in Chile Premier Division, where we have Huachipato who will be up against Colo-Colo. All right, Huachipato, the home side, have actually won 1 game in the last 6 matches. They've also had 1 draw, but have lost 4 games in the last 6% encounters. And Colo-Colo, the away side, on the other hand, have managed to achieve 3 victories from away. They've also had 2 losses, as well as 1 draw in the last 6% games that they had. And when you look at how these 2 teams have performed from home and away perspective, you can see that Huachipato, playing from home, have actually won 2 games in the last 10 home games that they had. And they've actually won 3 games in the last 10 home games. They've also had 4 draws as well as 3 losses in the last 10 home encounters for the home side. And we look at away, the Colo-Colo, they've actually won 4 games from away. They've also had 4 draws, but they've lost 2 games in the last 10 away games that they had. As a matter of fact, the last 2 away matches that they had resulted to a loss for them. They lost against Mega Lens and also River Plate on that occasion. So when we look at how these two teams fared from home and away perspective, from head-to-head perspective, actually, it was a Colo-Colo who had the win when they met Huachipato the last time. We saw Colo-Colo defeating them by 2-0, and also prior to that, last year July, we also saw Colo-Colo beating the side from home by 3-1. And Colo-Colo have actually been quite dominant of these very head-to-head meetings in the last 5 head-to-head meetings. They have in the last 6. Have actually seen Colo-Colo winning on 5 occasions and Huachipato winning just once out of the last 6 meetings for both sides. And in this very one, we definitely expect the away side Colo-Colo to achieve a result, to not lose our trophy in this very game. And it is the away side to either win or draw and under 4.5. That's all for that very encounter. All right, that brings our predictions for you today on Betcraft to a conclusion. And remember also the Millionaires game, and I always advise that you try out and see how this games go. It will be the booking code for those of us who are using that BetKing. It will be there. Try it out and see how it goes. You never know. You can win $1 million playing these games. All right. That being said, tomorrow is another day, and we'll come up with our predictions on this very channel. But until then, keep winning.